Okay, so we need you to wake up. You've got to become self-aware. A lot of people are not very self-aware. They're not really paying attention to what's going on the inside or how they're coming across to other people. One of the secrets to happiness in life and fulfillment in your relationships and in your career is getting better in touch with what's going on inside of you. It's not that you're stuck so much, it's just you're not really paying attention to maybe some of the things internally that you need to be paying attention to. So, we're going to talk about self awareness in this video and why it is essential for you to live a productive, happy life. Today, we're going to talk about self-awareness. A lot of us are kind of walking around on autopilot, sort of like default settings, just kind of like a robot, like a zombie, you might say. Reacting to life, reacting to all of the challenging people in our lives, blaming other people, why it's not fair for me, and never really paying attention to what's really going on the inside without ever really understanding why. And to the degree in which we do this, we're going to remain stuck in life, blaming other people and not really taking responsibility for ourselves. So, self awareness is a game changer. It's the foundation of growth and a bridge to better relationships and to a more healthier, more vibrant, more life giving you. We're diving deep into self awareness, what it is, and how becoming more self aware can actually help us to reach the goals in life that we're capable of. So, self awareness is a foundational requirement to living a fulfilled life. And like I said, a lot of us are not very self aware. So, when you take time to understand yourself and how you're reacting and to see your patterns, learning things like the Enneagram and other personality tools to know more about yourself, you're taking some of the first steps necessary to really having a much more fulfilling life and improving your relationships. So, better decisions, stronger relationships, and living life with intention. So, don't wait for change to happen to you. Start making these changes by becoming self aware. The first thing we want to talk about when we're talking about becoming more self aware is paying attention to your emotions. Now, emotions get a bad rap. I get it. A lot of us don't feel very comfortable dealing with deep, dark, emotional stuff, or maybe it just feels needy and you may tend to suppress your emotions. Like, I'm just not going to let myself feel that. I've got work to do. But you know what? Your emotions, think of them as like a signpost. Instead of a roadblock that's keeping you from moving forward or a speed bump that makes you slow down, what if you thought about your emotions as more like a signpost? Like maybe your emotions are trying to tell you something. Maybe you're getting too anxious. Maybe you're getting too panicky. Maybe you're getting too frustrated. Say, well, I'm just trying to get this right. But maybe your anger is telling you something that you need to pay attention to. Maybe you need to back up and regroup a little bit or reach out to others for support. Maybe you're getting too tangled up in some of the complexities of life and your emotions, you're feeling something. Why are you feeling what you're feeling? It looks like anger or it might look like enthusiasm or excitement, but what if you really sat with this emotion for a minute? Maybe what you might experience is that what you're really feeling is fear. Or maybe what you're really feeling is sadness or hopelessness. And those things are so uncomfortable that maybe you don't really want to acknowledge that. So, slowing down and recognizing what is really going on internally, paying attention to your emotions without getting wrapped up in them or letting them push you in directions that aren't very strategic for you. Slowing down to allow yourself to feel your emotions could be a very good beginning step in you being more self aware. The second point we need to make is it's very important that all of us really think about what's going on in our minds, that we really start to become aware of our thoughts, our thinking, and how our thinking is shaping us and shaping the actions that we take in life. So the way you think shapes the way you live, and the story you're telling yourself about your reality is your perspective. And it's important that you see your perspective and recognize that what's going on between your ears, what's going on in your mind is affecting how you live and the decisions that you make in life. So ask yourself, are the thoughts I'm thinking in touch with reality? Am I being objective? Or am I starting to spiral and spin things in my head in a certain way, telling myself a narrative that may or may not be in touch with reality? So, slowing down long enough to think about what we think about is an important step in us improving our self awareness and the overall health of our relationships and our life. So, maybe you're telling yourself a story that I'm just not good at math. I'm just not good at relationships. I'm not a very assertive person. Well, what if you could challenge those beliefs a little bit? And you can. Obviously, you can. You can challenge those beliefs and say, okay, math is difficult for me, or being assertive is difficult for me. Instead of, I'm just not good at this, what if you said something like, even though it's difficult for me, even if it presents certain challenges to me, I'm going to go ahead and become a little more assertive, or I'm going to go ahead and work on my math homework. So it's very important that we frame things in our mind in such a way that doesn't limit us and post barriers that don't really need to be there in life. And the third thing that we're going to look at in thinking about being more self-aware is to really check our behaviors, to check the actions that we take. It's important that we pay attention to how we feel. It's important to think about what we think about and what we allow to spin around in our mind. But ultimately, it's also about the actions that we take. And your actions, they kind of come out of your habits. And all of us have habits, whether we intentionally design them or not. We have certain patterns that we fall into in life. And you could say that your actions are kind of like the echoes of your habits. So self-awareness includes each of us recognizing how you show up in the world, your habits, your reactions, your coping mechanisms, and the actions that you take or don't take. And sometimes all we got to do is get past a little bit of fear, a little bit of apprehension to start taking new actions, which will lead to new and different results. So, how are my behaviors aligning with my values? Are they? Are your behaviors, is the action that you're taking really lining up with your behaviors? You say that you want to lose weight, but what are the actions that you're taking? Are they strategic? You say that you want to have deeper, closer friendships. What actions are you taking in order to move yourself toward those deeper, closer friendships? You want to have this loving relationship with that special somebody. Okay, what actions are you taking? Can you think of 3 things that you might do right now in order to move toward that outcome? Then let your actions align with those strategic choices that you're making. So maybe you're in the habit of interrupting people when they talk. And how is this affecting your relationships? Why do you do this? Maybe you don't even think about it. Maybe you could ask a couple of close friends, what are some things that you see me doing that might be limiting me that maybe I don't see about myself? This is going to require that you humble yourself and really look at yourself realistically. But the progress that you make in life in changing those behaviors is absolutely worth the effort that you put into this. Okay, so what are we saying in this video? Well, it all boils down to this basic concept. You can't change what you don't acknowledge in life. You can't change things about yourself that you're not even aware of. So the first thing you want to do is become aware of how your emotions, how you're thinking, how your actions are affecting your life and your progress going forward. And of course, your relationships. So here's the truth. Self-awareness is not about beating yourself up. It's not about going out to some mountainside and loathing yourself. Oh, I hate myself. It's not about beating yourself up. It's about seeing patterns in your life that really aren't working for you. They're not serving you, and maybe they need to be laid aside. So it's about trying to take control of certain aspects of your life. You can't control everything. So there's a lot of acceptance that we need to gain in life, but there are many things that you can control. And the things that you can control, you need to become aware of, and then you need to take ownership of those things. So understanding your emotions, your thoughts, your behaviors, the more you understand these things, the more you can begin to reshape these things toward a better, more positive existence and relationships with others. It's not always going to be easy, but every step you take forward is a step toward becoming the best version of yourself possible. And that's what this channel is all about. It's all about positivity. It's all about happiness. It's all about connection. It's all about living life with passion and purpose. That's my hope for you. That's my goal for you. It's going to start with self-awareness, something that maybe you don't really think about. So self-awareness is the foundation to a fulfilling life. When you take time to understand yourself, your emotions, your thinking, your actions and behaviors, you're prone to make better decisions, wiser decisions, and build stronger relationships and live life with more intention. So don't force life. Um, don't force these changes, but let's start with just opening up our mind to be a little bit more aware of what we're doing and how we're reacting and responding to life. And let's all start this today. If we haven't started yet, let's start it today. Thank you for watching this video. I hope it's helpful to you. If you want to reach out to me, I'd love to work with you in one of my coaching programs. In the description below is a link to my website, tomlahue.com. I also have a lot of courses and classes available, live and on demand. And check out this playlist and this video that I think will help you in your journey moving forward. And as always, be present to life. I'll see you next time, guys.